The following is a pre-recorded show. Welcome to Winning in Retirement with your host, Brian Akers, certified financial planner professional and founder of Akers Financial Group. Now, helping you win in your retirement, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers. I'm certified financial planner practitioner from Akers Financial Group. We welcome you to Winning in Retirement. Here today with me is Paul Franco, financial advisor from Akers Financial Group. I've been with Akers almost 9 years.
Going in 9 years now. Yep.
Awesome job. He has his MBA. He's been working with our clients and does a great job getting to know them and truly applying financial planning and all the ways of implementing for our clients. Thank you very much, Paul.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Brian.
I'm glad you're awake, you're ready, you're agile, mobile, ready to roll.
Always.
All right, so we're doing a special show today. Of course, it's special because Paul's with me. It's called You Need Financial Planning. Or, do you need financial planning? Have you ever thought about financial planning? Do you know why you need financial planning? So when you're thinking about things in life, you might be driving your car right now and you're driving around saying, yeah, do I need financial planning? I don't have enough. I have too little. All these topics we're going to talk about. We're going to try to make sure that you know why you need financial planning, because you don't know what you don't know is our basic topic for today.
Sure is.
All right, Paul, that's saying you don't know what you don't know. Can you give me some example? Give me an example of something like that?
Yeah, and the cool thing is that in the you don't know what you don't know, there's situations we see every day with that. Mm-hmm. And people come in, they have these ideas, they have these sort of concepts of conventional financial wisdom, of things they've heard about their whole life. And the reality is that you don't know what you don't know. And that's a big part of what we do, is try to fill in those gaps. An example of that, what I love to show is like there's a great M&M commercial that's from before. And the concept is the phrase, it melts in your mouth.
Not in your hands.
Not in your hand, right. And so, but is that true? Is that really true?
Not in my hands. My hands must be too warm because M&M's melt and then I have to, I don't want to waste chocolate.
Right. And so it's like M&M's, the companies like that marketing and branding that they do. It's like I know you can't see it, but it's like they want you to keep putting it in your mouth. That's the whole idea.
Quickly. Don't let it sit in there. Don't let it sit in the base, in the palm of your hand where it melts quicker.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So that's a you don't know what you don't know type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also the idea of, in conventional financial wisdom, just the thoughts and everything we hear over our lifetime, is that, are they really true? And I can give some examples of that as well. Yeah,
well, the idea is we're going to talk about, do you need financial planning? And so the idea of conventional wisdom or the basics of finance out there, some of it really does apply to all of us, but does it apply to you? I found that financial planning should be a book with your name on it, not a financial planning for everybody book, because there's no such thing as financial planning for everybody. So at Akers Financial Group, we believe in financial fingerprint, right, Paul?
That's right. Yeah, financial fingerprint that makes you unique versus anybody else, which means a plan needs to be tailored to you.
Yeah. And so financial planning is a key beginning for people that work with us at Akers Financial Group. Planning is truly sitting down and saying, oh, why are you here? What do you need? What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? And then we talk about where you have things. That's called your unique financial fingerprint. Where's your money? So what kinds of things do you, in the first meeting, you're trying to gather information, right? What kind of information do you like to get?
Yeah. So number one, like you just mentioned, we have to get to know you, what your goals are. If you're coming into a meeting and you're going to expect a sales pitch or something like that to squeeze into products and do stuff like that, that's not a good financial plan. Mm-hmm. It needs to be getting to know you. What I mean by that, Brian, is the plan needs to dictate what you use and the investments that you use. And so it has to start with getting to know you, getting to know what your goals are, how you manage money on your own, or how your thought process is of managing money. And that's all about your financial fingerprint, what makes you unique versus anybody else.
And so we need tax returns and statements and things that sort of build that who you are to start out.
Yeah, we have to, number one, we have to know where you are today, right?
Some people come in with a history of meeting a lot of different people and having a collection of investments, not really truly all put together. and they've never really put it all together. And this is pretty normal no matter what net worth they have, that the money's a collection and they're busy in their life and the money's collected, and they love the idea of putting it all together to be able to understand what is the very best way to help them meet every goal that they have.
Absolutely. And having money in different places is really normal, what we see. And it's almost different when you're in this accumulation phase of life where you just build, where then that might be your plan now, is just to keep building, but then what's your plan for how you're going to withdraw what you work so hard to build up?
Yeah, or where is it at?
Right,
or how's it titled? Or like I'll tell a story later about a new person I got to meet that just put money pre-tax their whole life, maxed everywhere they possibly could, very successful, but all of a sudden they realized what they did tax-wise, and they made a big tax problem to their future.
Let me add to that on the conventional financial wisdom side. Mm-hmm. You know what I hear a lot of is your taxes will be lower in retirement.
Yeah.
Is that really true?
That was in the early 80s when they came up with ERISA and the idea of 401ks, where the companies did not like funding these defined benefit plans. It cost them a lot of money, and they had to keep on the books, keep putting money away. And then they had all this money that were for employees that used to work for them. And it's like, what do we do now? So by going to a defined contribution, and they'd say, well, if you put your money in now, you make more money now than you will when you retire. And that means when you're lower in retirement, you pay less tax. Now, if you think about this, let's say for retirement planning, we come to you and we say, all right, you're not going to live the same lifestyle you have now because you're going to make a lot less in retirement. Do you want that retirement? And what do people say to you, Paul?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's do you really want to go backwards in retirement?
No, and it's like, I tried to start out by matching their bring home pay now.
Yeah. And
then trying to say, well, how can we start with that and grow this number to keep up with inflation over time?
Yeah.
And that's a basic core belief in financial planning is, where are you now? Where do you need to be? And then let's go from there. But that conventional wisdom of tax deducted now so you can pay tax later at a lower bracket. Some people do have a lower bracket. It usually means they didn't save now.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the more you save now, the possibility is you're going to be at the same bracket if you just hit normal planning.
Right. And this is all assuming taxes right now. And what if taxes go up in the future, you know?
And thankfully, it's permanent law at the moment, so it's going to take an act of Congress, right?
Yep.
to actually change it again. All right, so there's a little quote you want to read. Can you read and explain it to me?
Sure. Yeah, it's how it relates to this concept of conventional financial wisdom. It's from a psychologist, Daniel Kahneman, who passed away a few years ago. But he has a quote. It's a reliable way, which is, he's, by the way, defining conventional wisdom, which is, it's a reliable way to make people believe in falsehoods. A reliable way to make people believe in falsehoods is frequent repetition, because familiarity is not easily distinguished from truth. Authoritarian institutions and marketers have always known this fact.
So if they repeat it till they believe it type thing?
Yeah, and I would argue that politicians, and a lot of politicians, do the same thing, you know? And that's quite literally a reality. Is just you repeat it so often, people believe it to be true.
Well, like last year, it was told that there would be no tax on Social Security. The One Big Beautiful Bill passed, and the reality was most of it's not taxed, but the concept of no tax on Social Security is not true for everyone, about 86%. So that was partially true, but there's all kinds of marketing concepts, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that in that example, it's like when so much information gets there, it's like in this, especially this year and years going forward, all this information is so readily available to us, but that also means there's so much misinformation out there.
Well, so I get all hung up on America, what we do. We accumulate and buy and spend, and it's perfectly okay to spend beyond what you make through the use of credit and debt. And then we see people that come in like that and just making them go from debtor to saver, where they save for things that they want to do, only buy what they need, and then they can grow and build money over time, is rare. So that regular America is out there spending more money than they make. Everything they watch is trying to get them. You need a newer car, newer furniture. Your bed needs to jump up and down, heat, throw you out of bed in the morning. It does all kinds of stuff, costs you like a car. Mm-hmm. And the problem would be is, do you need all these things versus want things, or sort of just riled up to a point where you just have to have it to be like everybody else? Good financial planning means you're frugal. That means you're saving money with a purpose, making that money set aside, throwing to your future self. Extremely important because nowadays your pensions, your Social Security, those are shrinking. The idea of they might reduce it is such a high probability. If you don't save on your own, no one else will.
Yeah.
Do you need financial planning? Absolutely. And the reason is that the landscape has changed. Your company is not going to provide for your retirement. You have to do it. And the only way to do it is to start early in life.
Well said. Yeah. The future is going to come regardless. You know what I mean? It's like, do you want to have do you want the default of what that looks like, or do you want to know where you're going?
A do nothing plan. Okay, I didn't do anything, and then I'm 62. I want to retire next week. How can I do it? Well, you're going to have to live on what you have.
Yeah. So
your unique financial fingerprint, where you at, you can make this much money, and that's it. And how can you change that? Well, we can save money, we can defer, we can wait. Now, other people that have done great accumulation, we had one, I was trying to say earlier, they saved extremely well, but they didn't plan on the taxes. So if they had $4 million in their retirement account, 1.6 is taxes or higher, depending on what state they live in.
Right.
So these all affect us. So do you need financial planning? Absolutely. Who needs it? Whoever's listening to this.
Everyone. Everyone needs it. Wherever you're at in life, you need to have a financial plan.
And a financial plan is your financial plan. An advisor is someone that's guiding you into a financial plan, through a financial plan. It's not just a piece of software. It's not just a little printout with color graphs. It's about you and what you want, and writing out what it really matters and why, and then writing out how to do it. And then not just writing it out, but then implementing and tracking and building over time.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of here at Akers Financial Group. It's not just a confusing stack of papers that we give to people. It's not a sales pitch that we give to them. It's quite literally a holistic based financial plan to put them wherever they want to be and get them there and help them work through that process.
Yeah, you really have to start there, because anything that you work on in life, you really got to know the why. Very, very, very important. So Akers Financial Group, what we try to do is we want to be your advisor. So we sit down with our team of advisors and talk about your exact situation. Akers Financial, we're local. We're independent. We don't report to a big company on Wall Street. We report to you. We do have offices in Forest Hill and Lutherville, clients all around the Mid-Atlantic region, all around the country, and even a few around the world. It's so easy to begin winning in retirement. Just give us a call and schedule your free meeting with one of our team of advisors at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WINRETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person meeting. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384 to start planning for your retirement now. What financial worst-case scenario keeps you up at night? We will provide the solution in a moment when we return.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers, president and founder of Akers Financial Group. Here with me today is Paul Franco, a financial advisor, also from Akers Financial Group. And we do welcome you to our show. Today's show is called Do You Need Financial Planning? Do you need financial planning? What's our answer, Paul?
Absolutely.
Yup. We were going to do the whole quarter and just say the word yup. Do you need financial planning? Yup.
Yep.
And the reason is this. You matter. Your money matters, and what you do with your money matters. If we don't take it seriously, no one else is going to. So when we're talking about do you need financial planning, I believe you really do. And you need to understand it takes wherever you are to where you need to be. Successful or not successful. But you got to start somewhere. And getting a coach on that is a very big deal. All right, this quarter, Paul, is not the fun one. This is the tough one. All right, what financial worst-case scenarios keeps you up at night?
Wow, yeah.
I mean, we can talk about client fears, not Paul Franco fears.
Well, let's talk about the biggest client fear I see when people come into these meetings. And you know what it is, Brian? That people don't want to run out of money. The fear of running out of money.
So that's a normal response. Do they start out with that, or you have to dig into that? How does that work?
A lot of times it is starting out with that. It's sort of, hey, I've accumulated assets. I've worked hard to build these nest eggs up, but when you stop working, you're no longer saving to those investments. And so the plan has to be adjusted to how to make sure that money's going to be there to last you the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And that can be scary for some people.
Absolutely. The idea of I have money, so what do I do now?
Yeah.
They're used to a paycheck, right?
Yeah, it's exactly right.
And the paycheck shows up net in their bank. They live off of that. The flow of income and designing it all is a very important thing. And to also be able to show them where it's going to come from. So I always like to say the other day, because the reality is it was yesterday that I had a meeting with a client getting ready to retire. They're getting ready to retire, sold their house. So I start my meeting by saying, I like talking to my homeless clients because they sold their house, got a rent back for a couple months. They finish up work by the middle of the year. I'm not sure exactly the date. But ultimately, what happens is that the financial planning concept is that they needed to know where I was going to draw money from first and at what level. And I showed them higher net income than they're making now. And they're like, is that real? I said, yeah. That you save so well, you can have more money than you have now working. Because while you're working, you're paying 7.65 to Medicare and Social Security. That stops.
Yep.
They save money into their retirement plans. They've been maxing that out. So $30-some thousand a year each. That's $60,000. And then all of a sudden, they're 65, and their insurance might be a little. Usually, that's not quite a break even on that, but it works out. The thought when I got done with them is that you're okay. I always say we're okay because I always put myself in their shoe. But we had a little spreadsheet I showed them for this year, showed them the next 5-6 years how we're going to do it. The only variable was they got to buy a house. They're moving. Yep. They're moving to another state, a dream home they want to do. So they felt it was better to be unencumbered of a house, be ready to put a quick deal down to be able to buy what they want. So that was what we worked through. They've been clients for like 10 years, getting ready for this moment. And so what's happening. So that was fun.
Right. And that all started back to targeting that net paycheck, right? Like you said, It's like, hey, guess what? You're going to get a higher net paycheck in retirement. Mm-hmm. And that's a wonderful thing. And that's an incredible saver.
Yeah, so these ideas of fears. So the idea is fear of running out of money is a big one. So that would be sort of another subset of that is failure to maximize retirement income, not drawing it in a proper way, or like giving it away, like, oh, I just paid a lot of tax. I paid more tax than I should have. Or if we're wasting money on insurance too much, because those are the big deals in retirement is that we hate for people to have debt in retirement because we don't want to be paying interest. We'd rather be earning interest and living off the interest, not paying it out.
Yep. And even just the battle of cash flow, right? Retirement is a battle of cash flow. If we can have less income need in retirement, that's more money that people can spend on their own for their self. All
right. So we did number one. What's your other ones you come across?
Well, a big one that I find recently is the fiscal health of the United States.
Yeah.
And going through the numbers, I have a class that I teach a few times a year, and we go through the facts. We go through the numbers. We look at the looming debt and the debt we have as a country, and we try to create, well, how's that going to impact people? And so that it's hard. It's a matter of like what we end up finding is that we're approaching $40 trillion of debt now in the United States. And the brutal part is that we still operate on a deficit every year. And so we're operating at a deficit every year where part of that deficit is there's mandatory expenses, Brian. That's like basically 50% of that deficit. And that goes to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and federal pensions. And so there's another portion of the budget that we have there that's just the interest on the debt. We're rated around $1 trillion of just interest every year that we're paying. And $1 trillion is just an impossible number to comprehend, but it's a lot of money.
That's with the T on it, right?
With the T, yeah. And then there's the other portion that we have defense spending and then non-defense spending, but quite literally, we're going to have to either cut expenses or what I really think is going to be the big deal is where we have to increase revenue, meaning raising taxes is the big one there. That's the only way we're going to be able to address this issue at some point down the road is by raising taxes.
Right. And fiscal responsibility. There's a lot of things trying to balance a budget. The balanced budget was back in 98, so I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. But I think a goal of government balancing a budget could help. But the fiscal responsibility, there's things that we can control, things we can't control. So the things we can control is our own personal finance. But that's That's really a big deal.
Right. Yeah, we can only control so much. So making sure you have a plan specific to deal with any issues down the road. If they raise taxes, if they double taxes, whatever they did, I don't want that to impact anybody's retirement negatively.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah. So negatively in what way? Say it.
Yeah. So negatively in the sense of like, I call that like a silent killer, is the either inflation or taxes going up where, hey, guess what? You're in a 20% effective tax rate and now taxes go up and they double. And now you're in a 40% effective tax rate. You still need, it might be $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month of after tax money to supplement other income. Well, now it requires more money to be taken out before tax because taxes went up.
Yeah. All right. So that's a fear. And I think the general idea is getting your own finances in order, have little debt so that you don't have to worry about currency, diversifying away and hedge so you don't have to have a currency risk issue on the U.S. dollar, just in case that worst case scenario ever plays out long term.
Right.
So I understand that. How about unplanned healthcare expenses? That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I saw an article recently that it could be $1 million now providing healthcare for a person all the way through retirement if they retire at 65.
Yeah. Well, it's a ridiculous statistic where it's like 70% of Americans will have a long-term care triggering event that happens at some point in the future. Now, that doesn't mean assisted living, nursing home care. It just means a long-term care triggering event. And so that is certainly a big thing that can hurt a portfolio and can hurt a plan if it's not properly addressed. Going back to the conventional financial wisdom, Brian, a lot of what I hear is that, Medicare will pay for my long-term care.
Yeah.
And that is actually not the case. It's not, it helps cover some skilled nursing facilities for the first 100 days, but no, long-term care is not something that Medicare will cover. And so we have to plan for it. We have to plan for that worst case scenario. And if you don't, it can have a huge impact on your ability to have enough money to last you the rest of your life.
Yeah, sure. There's so much topic there. I don't really want to dive too deep on that. But Medicare, Medicaid, these things happen at you quickly. So what happens is you get a call on a Saturday and your father-in-law fell and breaks a hip, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're dumped right into healthcare. They get fixed. They get sent to rehab. And then there's a 20-day window. Then they get sent somewhere else, got to qualify. All this stuff comes at you quick and hard and strong. And the assumption is, my health insurance will cover it. And the answer is, you don't know what you don't know. You don't have coverage.
Right.
And the coverage is, once you stop improving, the insurance stops paying. And that's very big to know. That's when you got to start writing a check. And then you write checks. There's all this fear about, they're going to take our house. Well, they're not coming out of your house unless you don't pay the bill.
Yep. They're
going to bill you, and you have to pay.
But like you said, it's you don't know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. And so having a plan and having somebody that's on your team to help guide you through that is so important.
Yeah. All right. So a couple more things on worst case scenarios is this. People that have done well in the market, they might have 100% in stocks and they just don't want to get out. And they have all of it there as they enter retirement years. And then all of a sudden a large market decline hits a $3 million portfolio, knocks it down to $2 million just with a 30% decline, which can happen in worst case scenarios. And the hard part is that affects the rest of their retirement if they sell out or panic or something like that.
Right. Or if they need income, it's like when you have a portfolio like that where you're drawing income from it. If you have 100% of it in stocks, you still need your income. You know what I mean? Or unless you decide to give yourself a pay cut. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't want you to do that. I want this income to be there for you to take care of you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so the concept of being too risky with your money as you want to start drawing, it causes lots of mathematical problems, a lot of fluctuation in the market, fears. So we like to build out a laddered money that's cash, you know where it's coming from, income, you know where it's coming from, and then build portfolios to beat inflation over time. That's the goal.
Yeah, and then going back to conventional financial wisdom, a lot of people I hear, I need to take more risk if I want to have more money by the time I retire.
And that's pre-retirement. I get it. Once we hit the number, we need to start spreading it out even more.
Right, because it's more important about protecting the nest egg. That's right. The idea.
Yeah, so the idea is you got to have a well-designed plan. A big failure is not to have a well-designed plan. So when we're talking about retirement planning, financial planning, what matters to us at Akers Financial Group is that we do this for a living. We do the heavy lifting for you. We pick up these situations, these choices, and give you what you have as a choice so that you can make wise decisions for you and your family. We want that money to last a lifetime for you. We want to make this as easy and comfortable for you as possible so that when we meet with you and go over your finances with our team of advisors, it includes where you are, what you like to do, and then how to do it. At Akers Financial Group, it's taken care of. It's planned for. That's what we love to do. I think Paul Franco wakes up in the morning with retirement planning on his mind, right, Paul?
That's right. Sure do.
Ding, ding, ding. It's retirement plan time. And we plan for this. It's going to be our answer for when things aren't going well. Or if the phone call with someone got real sick, we plan for this. We want you to know that you'll be okay. At Akers Financial Group, with us, your retirement money follows your financial fingerprint. It's a retirement plan based on your unique fingerprint, and that determines where your money goes. It's not about us. It's about you. So give us a call at 833-WIN-RETIRE. Schedule an in-person meeting with one of our team of advisors. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384. Right now, where do you get your most trusted financial advice? We'll talk about this when we return.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Indeed. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers. I'm from Akers Financial Group, and here with me today is Paul Franco, financial advisor from Akers Financial Group. It's after halftime, Paul. We're getting ready to do the second half of the show. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I like taking the halftime nap like we just did.
Yeah, feels good.
Now, we were trying to figure out what we don't know. So in this show, we've been talking about, do you need financial planning? And one of our concepts is you don't know what you don't know. And so one of the discussions we just have is something a GIF, G-I-F, or a GIF, J-I-F, and we went to the internet to find out, right?
We went to the internet, and I don't know if we found anything out.
We didn't find anything out. And that leads right into our topic of this quarter, and that is this. Right now, where do you go get your most trusted financial advice? Do you go to the internet? Do you go to a family party and get advice from the uncle? Do you go to the TV? Do you go to the website? Or the certain sites where you follow? Where do you go? Do you TikTok?
The water cooler.
TikTok too, right?
TikTok, yep, all of them.
Give me 20 seconds financial advice right now, right?
That's right.
So these are all possibilities that people learn things, but then it comes down to it. How do you get your real advice that applies to you? What kind of answers do you think people will give you, Paul?
Yeah, it's there again. There's so much misinformation out there. There's so much, even in this, because it's all our information is so available to us at our fingertips. And another one, Brian's AI, especially recently, of just being able to Google and AI these bits and pieces of information. But a lot of people, they do get their advice from online sources, from people they talk to. Different ways that they think that ultimately they hear from other people's experiences, and that's how they get a lot of their information.
Yeah, that's very, very important, is listening, but they shouldn't get the advice to decide on things.
Agreed.
Like if the uncle who's 25 years older is saying what he's doing, does that really apply to a 30-year-old? Yeah,
and I have a great example of this I like to share, Brian. It's like, imagine a portfolio. I'm going to do this really quickly, I hope. But somebody who retired in the 90s, and they had the incredible run of the stock market of the 90s, and they took money out of their investments. Yeah. Their money still actually grew after that 10-year period, over a longer period of time. And so what happens is that's like an incredible time to retire, would have been the 90s. Well, if that was your uncle or a brother or a sister, and you decided you were going to do the same thing in the 2000s, right. And what happened was you had that negative decade of the 2000s to the market.
From 2000 to 2010, the market, S&P 500, was down for the decade.
For the whole decade, right?
Within 2010 to 2020, or even all the way to now, the market's done incredibly well.
Yep.
And so it's really about time and timing the market. Time and time in the market.
Time and time in, yeah.
Not timing, but time in the market.
Right. But in that, it's like what worked for somebody might not work for you. And so a plan needs to be specific to your situation.
Right.
So
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that we have to understand that financial planning is something where you can learn a lot and you can apply it basically to what you're doing. You can get some advice how to get started. The hardest part is when you don't know what you don't know, and when do you need to figure that part out. I would say the earlier people come see us, the better they do, right, Paul?
That's exactly right. And you had that example. I think it's a wonderful example of somebody that's going to have this tax problem down the road because they were sort of late to getting to the planning part. I have a similar situation like that where the whole time I'm thinking, wow, if you would have just came even just 10 years ago, that we could have started to do this planning now. And you might not think, oh, I'm still working, I don't need to do the planning. No, we can start to do the planning now to ensure you have more money to take care of you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, a lot of times the answer is I'm going to do it. I'm going to meet a financial advisor. I don't need one yet. I'm going to. And the word going to might be years in the coming. The biggest thing you need to understand is compounding of your money. Explain that if you can, Paul.
Sure. Yeah. So essentially the earlier you start, the more money that will compound on its own. And so compounding is that doubling, tripling effect of your money on itself.
So less money's got to go in if you give time for your money to grow. So like a 10% interest, money would double in 7 years.
Yep.
So if you're 50 years old when you finally get the ability to start, and if it doubles, it would go from say 100,000 to 200,000 by 57.
Yep.
And by 64, it would go to 400,000.
Yep. Because that doubling is on a higher number. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it goes 100 to 200, it goes to 4. Now, if we just start bringing that number earlier to someone who's 30 and they double every 7 years, 30 to 37 would be 200.
Right.
You want to do the math? Or do you,
go for it.
All right, it's 37 to 44, Paul. How much?
200, right?
So, 202.
200 to 400.
400. So that's 44 plus 7 is 51. 51 is how much?
$800.
$800,000. This is just off the original 100,000 at 30 years old. All right, the person's 51. They're going to work another 7 years. 58.
So they're 58. Yep.
What's the number?
1.6 million.
That sounds nice, but is that enough anymore? Maybe not.
Right.
That's just the same 100,000. They were not adding money to it. They're just giving it time to grow. And let's say they do one more 7 year and they get to 65. Pretty much a good time to retire. What's that number?
3.2. I think, right? 3.2.
It is $3.2 million because they started at 30 and they had built 100,000 by 30. How do you get to 100,000 by 30? By starting with the first job.
That's
the
exactly
first
right.
moment. Investing that money as much as you possibly can and putting that money in the market. And not target date where it's partially market. You got to go market 100%, I think.
Yeah, the younger you are, absolutely.
You don't need the money for 40 years. And if you let it grow for in this example, we did 35 years of growth, 100,000 came 3.2. Now, markets are not straight up. Up and down has averages. But the math is amazing. Compounding is what you got to learn. And so in financial planning, when do you start? Today, tomorrow. You call now, schedule right away so that you can get started. Now, you're successful and you're extremely busy. And you're just, I'll get to it. You ever heard people say, I'll get to it?
Absolutely.
And I say, let us take care of it. Give us the information. We had one business owner. We said, just bring it to your office. We'll come get it. Right, Paul?
That's right.
You stopped by there and got it for us, right?
Yep.
And you went and grabbed it. We're putting the plan together. We just need a time. We probably have to find him wherever he's at, go meet him and say, this is what we got to do. He's got to say yes and no. It's that situation where a business owner is used to making quick decisions. They love delegating. And I think this guy's ready to make the changes that he needs to know he's going to be okay. And not just his business, but personally.
Right. And he's an expert in what he does, as we are experts in doing this financial planning and experts in creating these strategies and these withdrawal strategies. That's what we're experts in. It's our bread and butter.
So at Akers Financial Group, personal advice is designed with you in mind, one client at a time. What does that mean to you, Paul?
Yeah, it means that we can't just kind of use a cookie cutter type of portfolio and just stick a bunch of people in that type of portfolio based on age, risk tolerance. It has to be investments that are, number one client at a time means it's specific to you.
Yep.
Specific to you.
Exactly right. It's not one product at a time where we sell one thing. We do sell products and invest money based on the situation. The situation dictates what we need to buy rather than the product forcing what the people buy, right?
That's exactly right.
All right. We build our advisors at Akers Financial Group. we grow. All of our advisors have been assistants, paraplanners, and grew up in the system, farm system and then they get all the licenses, all the credits, and then they learn the Akers way, and then they come out and talk to a lot of people. And that's why our rookies that we have advisors, they come out doing extremely well because they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, ultimately it always roots back to financial planning. And financial planning, at whatever age you are, you need to start doing it as soon as possible.
And we try to teach the idea that we need to get to know the client, then we got to do the plan first, and then guide them into that plan and implement it. And then we have to have constant reviews because life changes. All of us, things change. We need to make sure we're on track for that financial future, and we stay on track no matter what life brings us, the good days and the bad days. So I've had an example of this client, an intern at Akers years ago, but let's call it 20 years ago, referred his parents here. He was a small business owner, and he's going to take a big government job because he needed more consistent income, and he went to learn how to save. So we started doing that. And amazingly, in 20 years, he's gone from, I don't know if I ever retire, to, hey, I can retire next year. His wife retired like January 1st of this year. So the idea is it happened real well for them. The amount of money saved was incredibly high compared to where they were. They're very excited about it. It wasn't magic. It was time. It was savings. It was allocation. It was making decisions and doing it. And that is what planning is, implementing the plan. A lot of times you have good ideas, and then you get this little portfolio, it's a little thing that you write down to-do list. And that to-do list, you'll get to it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But you know what you mentioned there, Brian? It wasn't 20 years ago, you didn't just give them a plan and say, okay, go about your business. One and done.
Good luck. We'll see you at 65, right?
Right. You met with them regularly. You met them quarterly, annually, semi-annually, at least once a year to adjust, make changes based on their circumstances. That's a really good, solid financial plan.
Financial planning is truly planning. It's not just a product, not just one product. It is talking about your situation, understanding all your options at work, other ways to save, actually caring about what they are and giving you advice on it. All very hard to get out to everybody.
Yeah, and that's, again, part of us getting to know you, knowing where you are, helping implement these ideas to get you where you want to be.
Now, you might be scared of retirement. You might be the opposite where you want to retire tomorrow.
Yep.
There's all different types of people, and we build a plan around that too. Like it's weird when you have a couple where one wants to retire tomorrow and the other one doesn't ever want to retire. So you got to build a plan for that too.
Exactly right.
So there's all kinds of scenarios, but it's fun, and then we've done it many, many times, and we enjoy what we do. We love to do the heavy lifting. Heavy lifting means what should I do? What's the best thing? What's the best long-term tax strategy? Should we Roth convert? Should we draw Social Security? How to invest this money? Should we sell a stock that's up, or should we reallocate? Over concentration, all these kind of things. Trying to build it all together. All this work is so that we can build a plan so that the best part of retirement is you get your time back. That's the idea. That's what the winning in retirement is getting your time back, where you decide how to use your time. Before retirement, your time is tied up with other commitments, mainly your job. A lot of that goes away in retirement. Your time is now consumed by things that you want to do. It's so easy to begin winning in retirement. Go to our website at akersfinancialgroup.com, scroll to the schedule a meeting section, and let us know you'd like to schedule your free consultation with one of our team of advisors. That's akersfinancialgroup.com, or call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WINRETIRE. We will call you on Monday to schedule your free in-person meeting. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384 to start planning for your retirement now. What don't you know? We will explain in a moment when we return for the final segment of Winning in Retirement.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Indeed. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers. I'm president and founder of Akers Financial Group. Here with me today is Paul Franco, his MBA, financial advisor at Akers Financial Group. Loves working with clients and has done a great job over the years helping our clients achieve their goals and helping them, guiding them through the retirement years. Today's topic is called, Do You Need Financial Planning? Last quarter we said yup, And that was the whole quarter, right? That's all we talked about.
Yeah. And I think this quarter we can say, yep.
No, so this quarter it has a big question. So what we want to do today is, do you need financial planning? And then second thing is, you don't know what you don't know. And so this quarter is, what don't you know? And then let's use examples, Paul. We'll talk about people, yeah.
Sure.
We'll have some gossip here.
Yeah.
Things that people thought
we'll
they knew.
We'll make up names.
Yeah, to protect the innocent. We can use Fred and Wilma. Those are my favorite examples. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
So it's all important to understand it all. So the idea is this. What we try to do is give clients aha moments where they go, oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I should do. I know you've always been wanting to explain your Irma story. You don't know what you don't know. Can you explain Irma to our listeners?
Sure. I'll do my best to do it.
Yeah.
Irma.
Oh, you don't explain Irma. Explain your story.
Yeah.
Irma is another 2-hour show.
It's a whole nother show, right?
Yeah.
Well, so what happened was that they retired last year, turned 65, had Medicare last year. They started Medicare. Yeah. And what happened was they paid their normal premium, no big deal. Well, then January rolled around and they got this nice letter. They got this letter that stated that Irma, IRMAA, which means that now, because of their income 2 years ago, they have to pay more Medicare premium. Mm-hmm. Had no idea. And so that was a surprise where we were able to kind of help work through that. But that was a perfect aha moment of, hey, we could have done planning 2 years ago to avoid the Irma, avoid that additional premium you had to pay, but they just didn't know it. They had never heard of that before, and that is you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, so a lot of times when people think about Roth conversions and all these things and they're over 63 years old, they don't ever calculate, Irma's affected if I take too much out. And then it comes down to tax brackets and where you're going to be at for your lifetime. Some higher income people, we don't worry about Irma.
Right, we're going to live with it.
It is what it is. You're paying $600 a month or more for Medicare instead of $202 like everybody else does.
Yep.
Depends on where your income is, right?
Exactly, yeah. And so, but that's one of those kind of hidden fees that you don't know about if you don't have a financial plan.
There's some exceptions to Irma and paying the extra Medicare tax, especially on one-time events that are approved. SSA 44 is the form, yep. And we help guide through that if we need to.
Exactly. But if you have that issue, come see us.
All right. So the aha moments are things where in planning people go, oh, okay, I understand that. I understand. And then all of a sudden they lean back in the chair and they feel more comfortable and they know they're all right. A lot of times getting ready to retire, we spend a lot of time making sure they have everything paid off. And we also love for them to understand what their big projects are, what they need money for, and get it set up. All very, very important to them.
Yeah. And that's all game planning to ensure that when we do income planning and we know we're going to start Social Security, we know we're going to get a pension, mm-hmm. we know that there's investments that are going to be there to help supplement income. Again, if we can, like you just said, if we can work so hard to get you out of debt, mm-hmm. free up cash for you, now your ability to retire might look a lot better. And it could, right. The fancy term I love to use, Brian, I know you do too, is financial independence, financial freedom.
The financial independence is why you're working, and we know you have enough money, and as planners, we know you have enough money. You just don't feel it yet. We like to call you financial independent, and we say you work because you choose to, not because you have to. And then there comes a point where they start to test out retirement with their toes just a little bit, and then all of a sudden they understand that, hey, I'm all right.
Right.
The money's okay. We found that if you have no debt in retirement, it makes retirement really easy. What's your bills? Whatever I want to do.
Exactly.
And that's a great place to be, is just to have retirement where you're doing what you want and you don't owe anything from your past. You don't owe credit card debts or student debts from kids, or you don't owe a home equity loan on something you did, or major car payments because you flipped cars too often. You've made your finances very controllable. You're truly looking things and working things to make them fit for your retirement. So your cash flow is a key. So the idea is here is, what don't you know? Oh, I don't know what you don't know, right? Financial planning, it comes down, we got to learn about you first. We call that financial fingerprint. We're going to do planning based on that fingerprint. And that planning, we look at taxes. We look at where your investments are. Sometimes people come in with very sophisticated investments and they don't even know what they bought.
Yep.
And that's happened to you, right?
Sure has. And that's starting with just the education aspect of it. I'm showing them what they own and how we can kind of handle it from here.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one case. The client came in with an insurance company that was going under.
Yeah.
And that was a situation that was, I thought, a very hard case for you to work through with them. And over time, what happened there?
Yeah, well, we over time, it was all the scary letters of the insurance company going under and helping try to work through getting all our money back, which we thankfully were able to do. We got every dollar back.
That's amazing.
It took about 2 years to do that, but we got every dollar back. And it started with just this scary letter and the fearfulness of, hey, is this money going to be there? But we were able to help work through that with her. But yeah,
Absolutely.
it took some time.
Yeah, some cases that I think of this, I think about endowment life insurance, where it endows at 90 or 95. All of a sudden, a client will call and say, my mom has this insurance policy, and we just got a check. Now, that's too late. Endowment means you got to pay tax on what you put in versus what the gain is. A year or two before, for the parents, we can actually do something about endowment, roll the cash out to something called a 1035 exchange. You don't know what you don't know is because we have to investigate everything. Yes, when you say, I'd like to meet with you, we ask for information. That information is copies of policies, your tax returns, last 3 years. Because if we can find something on a tax return, you can actually go back 3 years and fix it.
Yep.
Especially if you haven't told your accountant everything, or your accountant is the more like, oh, thanks very much, and they type it all in, here's your form.
Yep. And
there's no conversation, which is a normal way of getting tax done.
Yeah, absolutely.
You might feel that I'm a little shaken by this, or a little upset about this, right, Paul?
No,
Do you feel my emotions?
And I understand it, because the reality is that, like, I had this example where you talked about 1035 exchange, but that concept of 1031 exchange of, hey, you can actually take a rental property and you don't you don't have to actually, and I don't want to get too deep into that.
No,
but
I had a high end client worth millions of dollars, has huge law firm, has another investment advisor, and they just keep coming back to me for information. They had a house in Delaware. They came in, we bought another one. What'd you do with the old one? Oh, we sold it. We had to pay a gain of $250,000. And you bought a new one? Why?
Right.
Why did you do that? And it was because they never thought about it. They never asked their tax advisor, and they never even thought about it. They just wanted a better house, and they pay tax on $250,000. They could have done a 1031 exchange to the next house. And that's an after the fact. I can't fix it for you.
Could have completely deferred the tax and saved them a lot of money. But
we get called in by law firms to help them try to figure out how to get money after a death, how to get it to the right beneficiary, because the broker never updated beneficiaries when the daughter had special needs. And to us, it's an obvious change, but not to people, I guess, so frustrated with mistakes that I can't fix.
Right, and that's
earlier they come, we can fix them. We can make sure it flows the way you want, gets to what you want, avoids extra fees, costs, taxes, or ruins their benefits because they were listed as a beneficiary and they're supposed to be special needs.
Yeah, that's a brutal situation, but that's something where it's just a matter of why we are so proactive to help ensure that, number one, yes, we want to make sure money's growing, we want to make sure you're taken care of, but even from an estate standpoint, ultimately, you got to make sure you're optimally leaving your estate. That's a big deal.
I was thinking about calling this the war stories of financial planning. I love This Week in Baseball when I was a kid. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yeah, This Week in Baseball. Yeah,
it was my favorite show to watch. I mean, now it's ESPN and all that other stuff, but This Week in Baseball, I like This Week in Financial Planning. But when you think about the battles of things we had to try to bring all the armament in to fix, we were working on a couple of these just this week, trying to make sure things happen. We want to plan for worst case scenarios. We want them to be handled. Generally, the idea is this. We plan as if you might die tomorrow. We make sure the beneficiaries, the documents, everything is in line in case you might pass away tomorrow. Then we want to invest so that the money will last forever, for as long as you will. Yep. None of us are like a milk jug. We don't have an expiration date that's going to be the date we pass away. Yeah. We just sort of know we're going to die sometime, and the money needs to last as long as we do, no matter what that is.
Yeah.
We also know that in retirement planning, your income expense, your expense doesn't just keep going up. It goes up during the spending years, slows down when you slow down, and then all of a sudden at the end it spikes back up when you need some doctors. Yeah. And then we got to find out how to pay. I had one, of course I keep saying this week, but this was this week, $15,000 a month. A lady a year ago diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, went from just a little bit of speech problem all the way to full nursing care, $15,000 a month in 12 months.
Quick depleter of a portfolio you work so hard to build up just by planning.
Thankfully, we did very well, and the family, I'm saying, this is just earnings. We're paying the $15,000 a month now because she was a great saver. But how fast it happened is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And so the idea is this: do you need financial planning? What's your answer, Paul?
Absolutely.
And I say, yup, you need financial planning. Do you start yesterday? You can't start yesterday. You got to start now or start tomorrow. Don't wait. If you wait, you've limited the amount of time your money gets to grow. Yeah. Let that money grow for you, and let the money work as hard as you do by having financial planning. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and that's, again, what we help work so hard to take care of for you. Yeah. So if it seems overwhelming, when you come to Akers Financial, it's not overwhelming. That's the beauty of it. You
have to live a balanced life of now and later. I don't want you to be so frugal you don't enjoy your life now, but have a balance and know that you're okay.
Yep, absolutely.
That's exactly what we got to do. Thanks very much for a great show, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian.
The show is about, do you need financial planning? You don't know what you don't know. We do look forward to meeting with you. We want you to win in your retirement by taking advantage of the opportunity to begin planning with us at Akers Financial Group. To schedule a free meeting with one of our team of advisors, go to our website at akersfinancialgroup.com. Scroll to the schedule meeting section and let us know you'd like to schedule your free meeting. That's akersfinancialgroup.com, or you can call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WIN-RETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person meeting with one of our team of advisors. Start planning for your retirement now. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384. Thank you for listening. I'm Brian Akers from Akers Financial Group, and we want you to be winning in retirement.
You've been listening to Winning in Retirement with your host, Brian Akers of Akers Financial Group. Akers Financial Group offers securities through Archedios Capital, an SIPC and FINRA member firm. Advisory services are provided through Archedios Wealth. Akers Financial Group and Archedios do not share any common ownership. Neither Archedios nor Akers Financial Group provides tax or legal advice. Advice given on Winning in Retirement is general in nature, and one should seek further advice from their financial advisor, broker, attorney, and or tax accountant before investing. Be sure to read each prospectus carefully to understand all the risks associated with each investment. Examples and scenarios shared are meant to be for illustrative purposes only. Past performance is not indicative of future results.